Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
There was no doubt that Madam Web was going to be a disaster. But the question is it really as bad as everyone is trying to make it out? Is it really as bad as those titles and thumbnails are trying to make it out on YouTube, that the movie is so horrible? So horrible that it's like crime against humanity level bad. Well, in this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison with another movie that I really was harsh on and did not enjoy, and that is The Marvels. And I'm here to tell you right now, there's no need for you to go watch this movie. Save yourself the time, the energy, the money. And I was done watching this film. When I came out of the cinema, I literally cried. I could not believe that human beings are actually have to pay money to go watch this thing. Like, I'm not saying it like as a joke or satire. It's not funny. You cannot make something like this and then like still actually like people. It is that bad. This is the kind of movie I'd be willing to give a 0 out of 10, genuinely. And no, it's not because women. People think that it's because of women or it's because the women are leads. But this movie has 6 key issues, and I'm going to discuss all of them, and I'm going to discuss how these issues are at least better in the Marvels. The first issue with this movie is a lack of challenge. 2 hours of watching Madam Web, and at no point do I ever feel that these girls ever at any point undergo any genuine challenge against the villain. The movie is mostly just the girls running away from danger. Even that one scene in the trailer where you see a girl trying to leave the diner and then the villain grabs her by the neck, that was a vision. This whole gimmick or plot device of seeing the future removes any sort of tension, any sort of viewer investment into the movie. 1 hour into the movie, I was already looking at the time thinking the movie is about to be finished, and I realized, oh my god, I have 1 more hour of having to sit here and consume this. And my investment was done by hour 1. By the time literally the movie was 1 hour in, I was like, I'm about to finish, we should be going by now. I realized I have 1 more of suffering. Oh Lord. At no point do you ever feel these girls are going through challenge and that they have to overcome something. This is not even a superhero movie. There's nothing super about it. There's no powers involved. At least The Marvels was trying to be entertaining. At least, even though that planet scene where their language is sung, they were trying to be entertaining. It was goofy and annoying, but at least it was mildly entertaining. There was powers. There was a scene where Darben fights with Captain Marvel and the black chick Rambo, and they actually fight and actually lost that fight, But in this one, I guarantee you there is not even one scene where the villain actually confronts the heroes, or let's call them heroes, where they actually come face to face with each other properly, is in the ending scene, and that scene is in the trailer. And even when the when the villain dies, it's not even the hero who does the final blow. Like a thing drops on him and he dies. What the fuck? Lord. Number 2, the most annoying side characters. The acting in this film, not even one scene I could tell you that I actually felt like they were trying to act and do a good performance. At least the Marvels had Kamala Khan. At least there was a part where they tried to make Captain Marvel look sad and not just have one face, and there's even a part where she nearly cried or something, right? In this movie, the villain has only one facial expression. The acting is CW quality. Dialogue is so cringy. In some places you are like, did a 15-year-old write that line? The characters, why did they have to be 3? That's what I ask myself. Why did they have to be 3? Why couldn't they be 2 or just 1? Why couldn't it be Madam Web, Cassandra, and 1 girl? Why did it have to be 3? Oh, because ESG and diversity. That's the only reason why these girls are there, because one of them is a black chick, the other one is a blonde, and then the other one is Latina or something. It's just diversity. These girls have no powers. They are very annoying. There's this one scene in the diner where this one girl gets onto the table and then she starts dancing. That is where I was like, why are we here? Just to suffer. Like, what is this? What am I watching? Number 3 has to be the most nonsensical plot lines. At some point, I was just telling myself, this movie is not fit for human consumption. Let's start with the most obvious nonsense. The villain's motive. The villain's motive is that he had a dream and he dreamt these 3 girls killing him. First of all, that scene from the trailer where they're in costume and whatever, that's not even from the movie. That's not even an action scene in the movie. That's just a vision he had for like 3 seconds. At no point do these girls ever suit up. At no point do these girls ever have actual powers. This man, the evil Spider-Man, toxic male dude, his entire motive is that these girls are going to kill me one day in the future. One day in the future, they're going to kill me. So I better kill them first. Like, what? I can't believe that the people at Sony actually like heard that motive and actually thought, yep, that makes sense. Let's do that. Yeah, that makes sense. The scene where nonsense begins is that train, like where this nonsense just keeps flowing. Is this one scene where you've seen it in the trailer where they're on the train and then Madame Web comes in and is like, oh, that man is trying to kill you, get off. So this one black chick, I don't know their names because I don't even care that much, but at least with the Marvels I could remember people's names. In this one I don't even care about the 3 girls. I don't care. They're just paper thin characters. There's this one scene where on the train Cassandra tells this one girl, get off the train, and then takes her skateboard. This black chick says, I'm going to press charges because you took my skateboard.
I'm so pressing charges.
I was like, was that meant to be funny? Okay. And then a few minutes later, police are arresting Madame Web. Why are they arresting her? Because apparently she's kidnapping these girls. I'm like, am I the one who doesn't know what kidnapping means? I thought kidnapping is like, first of all, how is one girl going to kidnap 3 of you? Number 2, kidnapping does not look like this. Kidnapping does not look like, hey, get out of the train. It's supposed to be forceful. So you've seen it in the trailer. Evil Spider-Man dude shows up and starts fighting with people. There's this one part where this female cop is pointing her gun literally at evil Spider-Man. She does not even bother shooting. It's just pointing. It doesn't even bother shooting. They run out of the subway and then they steal a cab. Why is the hero stealing a cab? Why can't she just jump into the cab and then just tell the driver, hurry up? Why does she have to steal the cab? I know why. Because when a woman does a crime, it's not bad. But when a man does it, definitely it has to be pointed out as bad. She steals the cab. You've seen that cab in the trailer. She steals the cab, goes into the forest, and then tells the girl, stay here for 3 hours. Then I'll be back. You want these girls to stay in the woods for 3 hours? How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? Then right before she leaves, she starts talking about her mom's research and she starts saying about this tribe of native people who are you see it actually in the opening scene of the movie. And when you see those spider people from the woods, it's the funniest cringe. I laughed so hard. She begins saying how these guys were bitten by spiders. I begin asking myself, did Sony forget that a Spider-Man was bitten by a radioactive spider? It wasn't just a spider, it was a radioactive spider. Yeah, even Morbius had to go through the process of synthesizing something. It wasn't a direct bite. You had to synthesize something to give you the powers. But no, it's in this movie, it's like if you get bitten by a spider, you get the powers. That's how it works. And there's a scene where characters just sit and do exposition in an attempt to like try and do like backstory for the 3 annoying girls. They just do exposition. It's just, hey, your mom must be rich. You must be coming from a really good background. Just exposition, pure exposition. Until I was beginning to fall asleep. And then in the diner scene, you've seen it in the trailer. There's a dude who's reading a newspaper and it's written, "Girls feared abducted." How is that already a headline? How is that already a headline? They were abducted during the day. The the diner scene happens like at night. That's like a 6-hour gap. How is that already a headline? And that headline is what causes some guy to pick up the phone and call the police, which causes evil toxic Spider-Man dude to show up. Speaking of evil toxic Spider-Man dude, when that scene from the trailer where he's fighting the girls, literally Britney Spears Toxic is playing in the background, like so on the nose, toxic white male, so on the nose. These visions that Cassandra has have no consistency. 1 minute they happen for 30 seconds, the next minute they happen for 1 minute, the next minute it's happening like thrice in one lap. Like the vision happens once, then happens again, then happens again. The nonsense of the Marvels was because there was so much you had to keep up with in terms of like magic bangle and alien this and powers that. But this movie can't even get even a basic realistic stuff correctly. Next up, the cringe overload in this movie is strong. Lots of cringe dialogue, lots of cringe comedy. When the villain has this dream where he sees the girls killing him and then they're in their suits, I laughed so hard. So much cringe. Genuinely, when you see those titles on YouTube of someone saying Madam Web girl power cringe, it is genuine cringe. When you see it on screen, you just can't help but laugh or cringe. My number 5 issue is a one-note villain. Like I said, one facial expression. There's even a scene where the movie is so lazy, they ad-lib his lines. His lips are moving like that, but his actual voice is like, so he's talking in this mighty tone and saying a lot of words, but his lips are like. I didn't know anything about this villain other than him being evil, wanting to kill the girls and being rich. Nothing else. He has no depth. And overall, the movie is just lazy. I think at least the Marvels tried to be entertaining. I remember the director saying this is going to be a wacky, entertaining, silly film. Madam Web is nothing. It's nothing. By the time you're done with it, you feel nothing. You want to cry because money was spent. You feel nothing. Give this movie, if I was lenient, a 1 out of 10. Madam Web gets a 1 out of 10 from me. I was super strict, I gave it a 0 for its laziness, for its desire to try and just destroy you with cringe and just waste your time. If you've watched this, tell me what you think. If you've enjoyed my comparison, the Marvels is a really low bar, so that shows you how bad Madam Web is. Make sure to smash like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.